Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. Today we are talking Shedeur Sanders. So there was a couple of spotlight afternoon games yesterday. The big marquee one was the Cowboys and the Eagles. However, you guys, I would love to know the ratings comparison of the Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders, you guys. Because that was must-see television. It was very theatrical from the onset, you guys. The whole rollout for Shedeur Sanders' first NFL start, because as you all know, he came in the second half of the previous game and everything else due to Dillon Gabriel's concussion, right? And it was revealed and exposed that he had not been getting any practice reps with the first team. That was his first time right there, Johnny on the spot, getting those first team reps. So now that he had a week, he had a few days to get in some first team reps. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's Gucci, right? And so then, you guys, there was a Gatorade commercial that came out. Yeah. Then, you guys, the pregame, because it was lights, camera, action. Because guess who was there? Prime time. Deion Sanders was there in the cowboy hat, y'all. So, none of the less, he's down there in the tunnel and whatever else, giving a little prep talk, a little hug to Shedeur Sanders. The whole family is there. All of Deion Sanders' kids is there. Pilar, his ex-wife, of course, is there. Everybody is in the building, you guys. And then there was a pre-game interview, you guys, with Shedeur Sanders that I was loving every single moment of it. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, you know, this is why people don't like him. He's being arrogant and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I loved everything that Shedeur was giving, you guys. Because y'all got to understand, y'all had him helped up for no reason. No reason other than the head coach preferred Dillon Gabriel. That's all that was. That is all that it was, you guys. And there were some goofy things that happened at the end of the game and everything else that we're going to talk about too. So before the game, like I said, they got an interview with Shedeur, and he said, listen, look at here, I'm cool, calm, and collected. And then the reporter asked, so what should they be looking forward to? And everything else, like what should we take away? And you know what Shedeur said? I am who y'all been looking for. Yes! Yes! Give us everything! Give us cinema, Shedeur. Now, a few things, you guys. A few things that, just from a statistical standpoint of it all. So, in the Browns win, that is correct. That is the first Browns quarterback starter since the 90s that had won their first NFL game as an NFL starter. So, he had Shedeur 209 pass yards, 11 for 20. One pass touchdown that turned into like a 66-yard bomb. And I think he had like 83 or 84% QB rating. Now, the issue I had a few issues with the head coach, per usual. But nonetheless, so when they got down to the red zone, he kept trying to do the Wildcat offense, and I understand what he was doing, but it was given you don't trust Shedeur Sanders down in the red zone, and I didn't like that, right? Like at some point, the quarterback has to be down trying to throw passes for a TD in the red zone. Make it make sense. You can't just keep going to the Wildcat. It's giving scared. Make it make sense. So then, you guys, at the end of the game, like about 4 or 5 minutes left, we are doing all of this running. And I'm like, why? Are we handing the ball off? And I understand what the head coach was trying to do. He was trying to drain the clock and everything else. But ultimately, you can't predict what can happen with the Raiders, right? Like any given Sunday, any of these teams can win a game. So, nonetheless, you think you're running the clock, but they're hip to your run game. So why won't you let Shedeur throw, right? And then I had an issue because I forgot how much time was left, y'all. I think it was a couple minutes left at this point. But why did the Browns punt the ball at the Raiders' 29-yard line? Meaning you could have kicked a field goal. You already kicked a field goal earlier that I believe was 53 yards. Why are we doing a punt? So that's telling me that you do not even trust it to kick a field goal or whatever else, or to give, the Raiders that much yardage. Like it was just very bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre, you guys. But nonetheless, I loved everything about the game. They kept showing shots, y'all, to Deion Sanders. And he kept celebrating and everything else. Oh, and I believe it was that 55-yard pass. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh! But it's giving you guys, this was all a scheme. This was all a scheme. This was all a scam because Shedeur should have been the starter. The moment that y'all got rid of Joe Flacco, y'all should have made Shedeur Sanders the starter, but y'all was playing games because he was not your preferred choice. And it's clear as day to me that the GM loves him some Shedeur Sanders, and it's the coach. The owner, I'm not sure on, although his kids and grandkids in a few games back were wearing Shedeur Sanders jerseys. But this is what they didn't want, y'all. This is what they didn't want, and this proves that Shedeur Sanders should have been picked in the first round. And that Mel Kiper from ESPN was correct. That this was all the rules, this was all the scheme, this was all to humble Shedeur Sanders because they didn't like his daddy being confident about his sons in the NFL. And so they wanted to humble him, and they wanted to make him, go through the process, try to break him down, not have him have first team reps with the team, not have him have the appropriate backup reps that he's supposed to have as a quarterback. He's up here having to do practices at high schools and other locations after practice just to still keep himself, going and trained and all of the things, y'all. Now, there's things to work on. The footwork, there's things to work on. But he did not win all those games at Colorado for nothing. He was not successful at Jackson State for nothing. Like, what are we doing out here? So, nonetheless, I did have an issue with Kevin Stefanski's postgame because he would not announce a quarterback. However, with all of the overwhelming media coverage and celebration of Shedeur Sanders, and the NFL and the Browns social media team is eating it up because of the engagement and the attention, and there was no choice. So it came out just moments ago that Dylan Gabriel cleared the concussion protocol, right? And so nonetheless, they announced Shedeur as the starter, but this should have been a no-brainer. Also, some things too. Deshaun Watson was mentoring on the field, helping out Shedeur. Also, Myles Garrett, I think he is going for a whole shebang-a-bang of a season, right? Because he's already won Defensive Player of the Year, but it's pretty obvious that he's trying to get it again. But not just that, I mean, could he be an MVP candidate on a losing team? Make it make sense. I I mean, he was out there sacking away. You know what I'm saying? In the game. And he also won the game ball. And I know some people have some problems with that as well, because they wanted Shedeur to win it because it was his first start. But I'm not going to hold y'all. The defense did what they needed to do. The defense did what they needed to do and everything else. And hold off the Raiders and everything else. So they were on point, but there was flashes of greatness with Shedeur Sanders, and it is a shame that it took this long for us to see him. But I told y'all we were not going to see him till November or December. It does make you wonder, how many games would the Browns have won had Shedeur started sooner? Had Shedeur had, those practice reps and everything else. And then the other thing is what Shedeur said post-game. So he said, and he was cooking his haters, and I had no problem with it. He was like, listen, look here, imagine what a full off season looks like. It gets dangerous. Basically saying, listen, look here, if y'all had been giving me opportunities, if y'all been had me practicing with the first team, if y'all did have me go through the normal process that a quarterback is supposed to go through, we could have been out here. I could have been out here giving y'all some wins. And it was full circle, because the former head coach of the Raiders said that they really wanted Shedeur badly, but one of the owners did not. However, if he was still the coach, he would have pushed for Shedeur. So that you have that angle. You have all the people who've passed up on Shedeur. You have the Browns playing games with starting Shedeur and having him be a part of the first team reps and the first team practices. And you can't deny that his teammates are excited for Shedeur. They are excited to work with him and take things to the top, you guys. So that is promising. I did not see that energy with Dillon Gabriel. So there is a lot to look forward to with Shedeur Sanders. Unfortunately, they sabotaged this season because there could have been a couple of more wins, because the division was, the division is not divisioning. So it's a very winnable, it was at one point a very winnable division. But the things are just so bad, right? But nonetheless, we will see what comes of this. We will see what happens of this. But, for people to be this excited over a 2-win team that turned into a 3-win team, and everything else, like I'm just here for it all. I am just here for it all. And shout out to Shedeur Sanders, shout out to Deion Sanders, and everything else, y'all. So there's that. That is it. That is all. Es todos, es final, es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.